So you're looking to get a home here in South Florida, but you don't want to break the bank. And you actually love places like Miami, Coral Gables, Coconut Grove, Fort Lauderdale, Boca, and even Jupiter. But let's be real, a lot of those places are more expensive as they are more of the sought after areas here in South Florida. So where in the world should you look? In this video, we're gonna talk about a couple different cities here in the South Florida market that you can actually get a deal on for either your first home, a move-up home, or even an investment property. Before we get started, if you're new here, my name is Joe, and all I ask is that you hit the like and subscribe button. It really helps us out. Plus, you could drop a comment down below on what you want to see us make a video on next here in South Florida. On top of that, I am a licensed realtor, and my team and I would love to be your real estate resource of choice. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or invest anywhere here in South Florida, you can call us, email, text us, DM us, we got you. But now let's talk about it. Where can we find some affordable homes here in South Florida? I think before we really jump into it though, we need to define what's an affordable home here in South Florida. So obviously we can look at like all property types, but I think for the sake of this video, let's only look at single family homes here in the Tri-County area, which is Miami-Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach. So when we look at only single family homes across all three counties, our median price point is $641,000. So in order to be considered affordable, we have to be under that $641,000 and not at like $610,000, $620,000. I would really like to be in the $400,000 to $500,000 range. So without further ado, let's take a look at what we have found. First up, we have Lake Worth and Lake Worth Beach. I know you're thinking, bro, Lake Worth, where in the hell is that? So Lake Worth's in Palm Beach County, right in between both that of Boynton and West Palm. So it's in a good location, plus it's out east as well, so you do have the beach aspect of it. In terms of the median sales price, which is probably the most important thing here in Lake Worth, is it's only $455,000. So almost $200,000 under median sales price. So definitely affordable, and the overall feel here in Lake Worth, it is a charming small town type feel to it. Doesn't feel overdeveloped like a lot of other areas in South Florida. Plus you have great access to the beach, and I think the biggest thing on top of that is you do feel that potential to blow up, especially from the pressure of the different cities around it. For a lot of development going on, a lot of money being dumped into Lake Worth. On top of that, if you're looking for an investment property or even a house hack, one of the really cool things is the duplex, triplex, and quadplex scene here. So when you think of a traditional duplex, for example, you think of one unit, like one structure with two side-by-side units. Here in Lake Worth, there are a lot of them where it's just like one separate structure duplex in the front and the separate structure in the back, all on one parcel. So that's a really cool aspect of it, especially if you're house hacking. You don't want to be really sharing a wall with someone you don't know and you're collecting rent from them as well. Next, let's talk about Boynton Beach. And I know I didn't think Boynton was actually going to be on this list, but when I started doing my research, I found out, some of Boynton is actually pretty affordable with a median sales price of only $460,000. So very comparable to that of Lake Worth. And like we were talking about before, so Boynton's just south of Lake Worth. And what Boynton's really known for is their beaches, like that of Ocean Inlet Park. On top of that, you have great access to that of like Delray, Boca, and even West Palm. And I will say that the golf in Boynton is also top tier as well. So you do have 4 public courses, along with 2 municipal courses and 11 private golf courses. This is pretty much the only city on our list today where if you're a huge golf fan, this might be the city for you. Let's continue to work our way south. So next up, we have Pompano. And if I had to pick one city on this entire list to live in, I would pick Pompano. Pompano is on the come up. It is absolutely booming. Everything they've done from the pier, the fishing village, downtown. There's even a Ritz-Carlton coming. If there's a Ritz coming, you know money's being dumped into this city. On top of that, you do have the beach aspect, you can live on the water, and it's a very quiet town. Plus you have Boca right there, you have Fort Lauderdale right there. So a lot of great different things to go and experience. In terms of the median sales price here in Pompano, it's only $495,000, but you can see compared to that of like Boca, that is a steal, especially being just south, and compared to that of Fort Lauderdale as well. So if I had to pick one, like I'm saying, I would pick Pompano. Next up, we have another kind of like suburb city near that Fort Lauderdale area, and that's Oakland Park. So Oakland is just north of Fort Lauderdale and just south of Pompano, so it's like right there in the middle. And a lot of people opt to live in Oakland Park instead of Fort Lauderdale because of the price point. So our median sales price here in Oakland Park is only $476,000, which still isn't bad, and it's actually a little bit less than that of Pompano. Granted, there's not as much development going on in Oakland Park as that of Pompano and Fort Lauderdale, but it does have a very suburban type feel to it with a lot of great different things to do, like that of Funky Buddha, Tats and Tacos. There's even a new pinball lounge called Satellite Pinball Lounge, and you're not too far from the beach either. On top of that, there are great multifamily options here in Oakland Park as well if you're looking to house hack or even just buy a pure investment property. Next up, we have Hallandale Beach, which might be the perfect gateway to Miami and even to Fort Lauderdale if you're looking from south to north, because it's a perfect middle ground. You're right there on the border of Miami-Dade, but you're also kind of equidistant from both that of downtown Miami in downtown Fort Lauderdale if you don't want to live in either one of them. Plus, for the price point, you can't beat it. With a median sales price of only $475,000, the world's really your oyster right there. Plus, it's primed to blow up as well with all the development from Miami moving north into like the Aventura, North Miami Beach area, and then you have everything from Fort Lauderdale also moving south. The Hollandale and Hollywood area has kind of been overlooked, so a lot more developers are coming in. Granted, a lot of it will be condos, but that will just help the single family home prices as well. Top of that, you do have a lot of great different things to do with that of obviously the beach, shopping, you have Gulfstream Park, and even Aventura Mall, which isn't too far. And last, but certainly not least, unless you look at it from a map perspective, we have Homestead, Florida. Because Homestead's literally the last stop before you get to the Florida Keys, if you include Florida City in that Homestead, Florida City area. And Homestead actually has something on this list that none of these other cities have, and that's new construction communities. So our median sales price here in Homestead is $479,000, but we do have whole new construction communities. So these other cities might have like one-off new construction homes and new construction condos, but we have entire communities, mostly townhomes, but there are single family ones as well. I will say on the townhome side, they are closer to that median sales price of $479,000. Most of them in the high 300s to low 400s. On the single family side, you're probably looking at about the mid 500s to upwards of $700,000. Granted though, you're getting a brand new house with lower insurance, especially here in South Florida. That's a steal. Plus there's a ton of stuff to do in Homestead, especially if you love the Florida Keys and you don't want to live in the Keys. You can get down there in about 30 to 45 minutes. You really can't beat that. But let me know in the comments, if you had to pick one of these cities as the most affordable city to either buy a property to live in or a property to invest in, which one of these cities would you pick? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you or anyone you know are looking to move to one of these cities, invest in one of these cities, or just buy and sell in South Florida in general, we'd love to be your real estate resource of choice. You can call us, email, text us, DM us, whatever's easiest for you, we got you.